Where were you when you heard about the Anthony Davis trade, and what was your reaction?
Gosh, I don't know if it was like a life-changing thing for me, but I do remember. I was at the Washington Duke in Durham at the golfing range, and went and looked at my phone, and I was getting mentioned on Twitter a lot, and they were just like, Anthony Davis been traded for the Lakers for those three players, and I was like, it was kind of like, okay, like he's a grown man, he can do whatever he wants. But right now I'm just focused on like finding out which team I go to and just trying to fit in the best I can.
Hello and welcome to the Tigers Roar. I am Jonathan Poche, joined by the Bud Man, ready to get spicy, Buddy Sanji. Good to see you, Bud Man.
Good to see you, Jonathan. Happy Wednesday, everybody, over here at Scoreboards. And you know it's always a thrill for me to come in here. By the way, I'm doing the jacket again, even though it's 93 degrees outside. Heat index of about 102. And guess what? LSU recruiting is as hot as the weather. And how about the Pelicans with the #1 pick? Tomorrow night, right about this time, a lot of people not on the edge of the seat because they know Zion's going to get the pick.
Right.
But what are they going to do with 4, and what will David Griffin do moving forward?
Well, it was a big week for LSU recruiting, as you alluded to. We'll have a lot of recruiting with Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com right here on Tigers Roar. That's right, it's called Tigers Roar, but the opening clip was about Zion Williamson because the New Orleans area is about to get a new star, a new face of a franchise. AD gets traded to the Lakers. He didn't want to be here anymore, so good riddance. That's all, folks. Zion Williamson ready to lead a franchise. As he mentioned in the opening clip, it wasn't life-changing information when he found out AD had ultimately been traded to the Lakers.
Well, look, we all know that Zion Williamson, there was a lot of chatter about Zion Williamson because with the Dicks of the world, Dick Vitale and the other guys that have been going crazy about Will Wade, it was on that same wiretap when a Kansas assistant mentioned, oh, by the way, what's it going to take to get Zion over here? Invariably, he went to Duke, and all they wanted, JP, was about $1 million, a house, and some cash and some. So, when Dick Vitale and all the other guys were pointing fingers at Will Wade on the wiretap, they conveniently forgot to talk about the Blue Bloods and Zion Williamson. Well, now, as the story ends up here, the rest of the story, interesting that he's coming to New Orleans. Didn't really look excited when the Pelicans got the first pick, but I think after some oysters and a trip around the quarter,
that's right, and
all the other things that he can get, and the leadership from Gail Benson and David Griffin, I think it's a lot more attractive than maybe it was a year ago.
I mean, it was reported that Zion's first meal inside New Orleans was chicken fingers. I knew that was a mistake. They went to Commander's Palace, wined and dined Zion. His little brother, 5 years old, got the chicken tenders. Zion, I believe, had shrimp and grits. He said it was outstanding. A good start to a very beautiful relationship going forward between Gail Benson, David Griffin, and now a new star in Zion Williamson.
You're not going to lose any recruits or any signees because of the food in South Louisiana.
That's right.
And, I'm excited for the Pelicans. We don't spend that much time talking about it on the daily radio show, but we do give it's just minutes when you have something as exciting as this. And if for those that are NBA aficionados like you and keep up with the Pelicans, it really is an exciting time. What are they going to do it for?
Exactly.
Are they going to be able to convince Brandon Ingram and of course,
Josh
LeVar
Hart.
Ball's
son Lonzo. Good way to put it.
LeVar Ball, I would say we're going to put you and give you 2 seats in the Bob Uecker section, way up in the top. I don't want to see him walking around press row like he owns the place.
I think he told Stephen A. Smith that Lonzo was going to New Orleans, but LeVar was going to stay put in L.A. and give everybody else out there some headaches. So that's a great idea. LeVar, a little too much for my taste, brash, but look, he's getting the job done, started his own brand. Everybody knows who he is. And it's not really off his son's talent. Lonzo hasn't done much in the pros. People know LeVar Ball for LeVar Ball and his antics.
Well, Lonzo brings to the table excellent defense. He is a good athlete. He makes transition plays. The biggest problem is he's got a weird shot.
Right.
And, it's like a hitter, it's like a golfer, it's like a basketball player. if you duplicate it under pressure, you can get away with it if you're fundamentally sound. He shot less than 50% from the free throw line. So will be interesting to see what Alvin Gentry tries to do with Lonzo. And of course, we know that Brandon Ingram's a kid from Duke that's long and can do some things. And what are they going to do with 4? You think they trade the pick or you think they keep it?
I know they were shopping the pick, but I think there's going to be a great player available at 4. If you want to take the kid Culver from Texas Tech, who had an outstanding showing headed into the Final Four. I mean, that guy looked NBA ready in college. He can shoot. He'd fit in well at the 3 for the Pelicans. I like the pick. There's also a guy they like out of Indiana. We'll see. Who gets picked for him? I know Ja Morant's going to be the number 2, probably Barrett at 3. Knicks worked out some other guys late, so there was some controversy if R.J. Barrett was going to be available for the Pelicans, get those Blue Devils reunited. That would have been interesting to see. But
I think he goes 3.
I think he goes 3. There's going to be a great player available at 4. And look, the Pelicans are building a young team around some budding superstars. Drew Holiday was all NBA defense a couple years back. That guy can ball. He fits better at the 2, I believe, than the 1. He can shoot the ball. He can get his own shot. So Lonzo fits in well if he can be the guy who dishes. You mentioned the shot. He's not a scorer, but he can play some defense, as you also mentioned.
And he dishes, and he's excellent as an athlete with the ball in his hands. The other thing, too, is you got to make sure he wants to get here. And, you know, they just re-upped Alvin Gentry for a couple more years.
Right.
Now, my NBA expert, Henry Hayes, told us yesterday on the radio show that he thinks the Pelicans are going to go as fast as anybody in the league and average maybe 115 or more going forward. You don't play defense in that scenario,
right,
but how much fun will that be to see Ball, Ingram, Zion, and others going up and down? Zion Williamson is a highlight field in transition, so great days and great potential with the Pelicans, but you know what? I got to give a lot of credit to Gail Benson. She came in and she said, why is Mickey Loomis doing both basketball and football? Right out of the gate, got a guy who looked at 3 or 4 other spots, and I'm all in on David Griffin and the team that he's already brought in with the Pelicans.
I completely agree, buddy. I have to ask you before we stop talking about the Pelicans, Anthony Davis got traded for 3 players, 3 first-round picks. Who do you think won the deal, the Pelicans or the Lakers?
Well, you know, there's so much going forward down the road. I do think that the Pelicans, if they do this right, definitely won the deal. But there's all kinds of deals with the money and all the other things. Let's be honest, okay? If a guy doesn't want to be on TV, if a guy doesn't want to be at your city, if a guy doesn't want to be at your restaurant, he's not going to do anything good for you.
Yeah.
So I give AD, he tried hard. He gave the Pelicans 5 good years, but that's all, folks. Bye-bye. I've had enough of the brow. I wish him the best luck, and good luck dealing with the menstrual cycle called LeBron James.
Not only LeBron James, but the Lakers' entire organization has been so upside down with the Magic Johnson catastrophe. Went on live TV and really blasted the franchise that loved him, wanted to bring him back, gave him the keys to the mansion, gave him the reins. He couldn't do the job, wasn't willing to really work hard, and now that franchise is completely upside down.
The Lakers are a hot mess.
That's right. Good
That's
way to put
the best way to. And look, keep LeVar Ball in that LA, not this LA.
We have a lot more coming up on Tigers Roar right here from Scoreboards 10655 Corsi Boulevard. Very convenient to Airline Highway. Great food, great atmosphere. Got the College World Series on right now. Vanderbilt almost taking the win over Mississippi State. That score is 6-3 right now in the ninth. We'll see who wins it. College World Series happening right now in Omaha. I'm Jonathan Poche. That's Buddy Sanji. We're here at Scoreboards on Tigers Roar. Come back after this break.
Remember what these trips were like before you put the screens in the back seats?
I don't want to think about it.
Are we there yet? I'm hungry. Where are we?
Go. That game should keep them occupied.
Oh, yeah!
Dad.
Oh, in your face!
Don't make me get back there.
You don't need a new car to have new technology. Mike's Audio, conveniently located on Airline Highway near the corner of Bluebonnet.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Fruget Jr., and I am a general dentist at Fruget Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Eagle 98.1 with Condon Uncensored in the morning. Southern Rock with Michelle Southern to head home. Your home for LSU sports. Welcome to Eagle 98.1, the rock station.
Desire in your eyes, but you can't keep it in your heart. 'Cause misery loves company. 'Cause misery loves company. Cold and hungry like a dog in the street. I get a raw deal every.
Welcome back to Tigers Roar. I am Jonathan Poche. That is Buddy Sanji. We're here at Scoreboards on a Wednesday evening. College World Series happening behind us on a bunch of TVs. It's an outstanding atmosphere here at Scoreboards. Kid-friendly. If you want to get some good food, come on out and try it. Buddy, want to talk some LSU track and field. Did an outstanding job at the NCAA Outdoor Championships about a week and a half ago. A girl that really exploded. If you haven't heard of Sha'Carri Richardson by now, you're living under a rock. The girl was phenomenal. One of the 9 fastest human beings at the women's side ever. Under 20 records all over the place. She's going to be an absolute superstar. She has said that she's going pro, but I mean, what an outstanding job she has done to blow up the whole program, get them nationally recognized, get them going viral. 10.75 in the 100 meters, and then outstanding job in the 200 meter too. I think it was 22.6, under 23.4, which is another record. Sha'Carri Richardson, outstanding.
Even the grandkids that were watching this said, "Can you believe what she would run if she had the hair shortened up?" Very cool, very fast. Dawn Sowell had the previous record at 10.78. Nobody thought that she'd run. She ran 10.99, got under 11. That's the first benchmark. She's getting faster and faster. Really awesome lady, and it's just a shame that Sha'Carri and Mondo was so good that Dennis Shaver lost his best score in men and his best score in women after 1 year, because they can make a lot of money being pro athlete in track.
I mentioned Sha'Carri Richardson, 10.75 in the 100 meters, 22.17. I don't want to do it injustice. That is flying. That girl can really run. She's going to be a superstar, as you mentioned. She's going pro. Going to make some money doing this. And look, she's got the personality. She's got the look, got the swag, got the piercings, got the hair flowing. She's got it down to the 9s. And she enjoys being in front of the camera. She loved herself in some interviews after the NCAA championships.
And she makes it look easy.
She does.
That is this crazy thing. When you run that fast, you can see the faces and all the things you get in there, your jaws, and she makes it look easy.
Right. She has
it's unbelievable.
She has great starts, great acceleration, but then the top end speed is really what she separates. Want to let you hear from a future superstar, a global superstar, Sha'Carri Richardson. Proud to say she represented the purple and gold, did an outstanding job for the women's track team this year. Here's Sha'Carri Richardson about a week and a half ago at the NCAA Championships in Austin, Texas.
And when I got out there, I just did what I could for myself and my team and my supporters, and it was the people that doubt me.
Any extra motivation coming off that close 4x1 finish?
Yes, that was definitely was extra motivation. Congratulations to the girls that won. With me and my team, I just know we had more to put, so I just used that and put it into my next 2 races.
I mean, coming in today, did you think you had a 10:75 in you?
Not at all. Coming in today, I never give myself a time because I say, if you give yourself a goal, you limit yourself. As long as you expect greatness out of yourself, you'll deliver greatness that you think you're able to achieve and even more.
And what did winning that race do for you confidence-wise going into the 2?
I've always been a pretty confident athlete, especially like in believing my abilities. I believe that you have to believe in yourself before anybody else can believe in you. So that, honestly, it boosted my confidence a little bit, but no more than I've already been confident in myself.
What was the mindset going into the 2?
Going into the 200, my mindset was, this is my last race of the day of my first season college-wise, so I was just like giving my all and execute the best that I can.
What you had it?
I don't know. I just ran to the finish line and waited on the time.
What about the right next?
I felt her. I felt that we were fighting.
What about the 100? That celebration. Hands came up, kind of like you're saying, well.
No, the 100 kind of, when I did that, I kind of reminded myself being back home, recap of Texas relays. It kind of was just a homey feeling to me, so I just expressed myself.
You've run like pretty much every big race, like leading up to your college career, like here. Do you feel at home here?
I do feel at home. I've ran here multiple times during high school, so coming back, especially now that I go to school in Louisiana, coming back to Texas is just amazing. It gives me this other next level of confidence being at home.
What are your thoughts about breaking LSU?
That is amazing. I did not think I was gonna do that, so hearing him saying afterwards was like, did I really do it? So it was really exciting to know that.
Have you met her before?
I have seen her when I went to Nike Elite Camp and ran the 200 IC and took pictures with her.
What was more exciting, winning the 100 or seeing that time flash up on the scoreboard?
I would say both, but I mean, I can't say which one was more exciting. Both was exciting. The running was exciting knowing that I executed my best race, and the time was exciting knowing that that was the result of actually running my race.
Think you're the 9th fastest woman in history. Could you possibly go pro now, or are you definitely coming back?
Right now, I'm just focusing on critiquing my race and executing my time and getting my time down more and more. So now that's just the only thing I'm worried about right now.
Sha'Carri, speaking of pros, there's a lot of great pro women that never had a day like you put together. I mean, as the magnitude of those 2 performances that close together set in.
So basically, with having to run those 2 races so close to each other, my mindset was just run one. Whatever happens in that one, I have to put it behind me and focus on the next. I have to refocus in order to put forward the best race possible.
You raced here so many times. Why didn't you come here collegiately?
Collegiately, I would say that living in Texas all my life, I kind of wanted to try something new.
Does it help in terms of you setting goals and wanting to be the best version of you? That before today, the greatest collegiate performance ever in the 100 was wearing those 3 letters. Like when you have someone that sets a barometer like Dawn did, I mean, what does that do for an LSU athlete to strive for?
Actually, knowing that she set the record, having to go run to the same school as her, it basically made me feel like I had an obligation to keep carrying that legacy amongst wearing these uniforms. So it brings me great pride to know that I was able to achieve something just as well as her wearing the same name.
Are you going to run USA and try to make the world team?
I do not know that decision yet. Coming soon.
How would you describe this whole year?
This whole year has been incredible and unexplainable. I myself knew I was going to come into college knowing I would be able to compete among the best, but to execute the way I have executed even shocked myself. But I just give it all to God because I know He was the one that blessed me with this gift. So every time I hit the track, I just ask Him to allow me to do what it is that He wants me to do. Not a goal that I've set for myself, not my teammates or anything. I just ask Him to let me do what He wants me to do.
What's your tattoo say?
This one says God gifted.
When did you get that?
The summer before I came to college.
Oh, really?
Yes.
In the pre-race press conference, Kayla and Tiana said they thought it would take a world beat to win this race. Did you hear that? Did you hear them say that? Did you agree with them?
I didn't hear them say that.
Did you think that it would take a world beat?
I would think it would take a very fast time to win this race.
What do you decide on your hair color?
Oh, Texas relays. Coming back home, I just wanted to bring that same energy back, so I brought the blonde back.
Was it hard to focus on the 200 after you ran so fast in the 100?
No, it was not. Every time I run a race, I put the previous race behind me and act like this is my first race of the day when I go walk into the next race.
Do you feel pressured considering how much you've already done this year?
No, I don't feel pressured. If anything, when the pressure comes to me, I actually accept the pressure and I elevate from it.
Where do you feel the most comfortable in that 100? So where do you think your strength is in the 100?
I feel like my strength will be my turnover and my finish in 100.
If there's an area of improvement, I mean, it's hard to improve off a 275, but where would you see it?
There's always room for improvement. There's always room to go faster, but I would say the beginning, the first 20 meters of my race, I can work a lot on.
Besides the track and field, what do you like to do?
I'm sorry?
Besides the track and field, what do you enjoy?
Eating. Yes. Honestly, just enjoying time with my family and my peers, my teammates.
What's your favorite food?
I love food, so that's a quick trick question. Spicy.
How are you going to
Celebrate? With family, with people that have believed in me all year, and even the ones that may have not thought I was going to do the things that I've done this year. Just everyone around me that congratulates me, I'm just going to thank them. Me personally that I invited, maybe 10, but in the stands when I hear my name, it's a ton of people, so I'm just thankful for everyone that's here.
That was Sha'Carri Richardson after the NCAA Outdoor Championships, where she absolutely exploded on the scene, broke 2 under 20 records, 10.75, 22.21 in the 100 and 200 meters respectively. I'm Jonathan Pocher, that's Buddy Sanjay. We got to take a break. When we come back, Mike Scarborough from TigerBait.com talking about all this recruiting that's been going on this past week. Huge week for Ed Ogeron and LSU Tigers. We'll hear from Mike Scarborough after this break here on Tigers Roar.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Remember the smell of vinyl? What happened to all your old records? Lost in a move? Thrown out by the ex? Get them back. Classic Vinyl's record store and collectibles, 13847 Coursey, where you can find all old vinyl, all genres of music, rock, country, blues, and R&B. Classic Vinyls and collectibles behind Mary Lee Donuts and Coursey. If they don't have it, they'll get it. Look for them on Facebook. Classic Vinyls, sponsors of Classic Vinyls Classic Rock Night Thursdays at Scoreboards on Coursey.
The Acord Eye Clinic has moved to a new office, just minutes from the old office at 8280 YMCA Plaza Drive, Building 9. Dr. Shonda Acord and her staff welcome patients of all ages, including children and adults. They have a wide variety of frames and sunglasses, including Maui Jim, The Acord Eye Clinic features modern instruments and state-of-the-art technology, including digital retinal scanning with Optomap, hard-to-fit contact lenses, as well as professional care and service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. Call for an appointment, 225-767-EYES, and visit the website visionsource-br.com. The Acord Eye Clinic looks forward to seeing you.
Hey, Mike Benson from Rocket Work at Eagle 98.1. Have you ever heard my band Studio 4 play? We do an acoustic jam every Thursday night at Scoreboards on Coursey, and we'd love you to come on out. We feature local artists after each set, too. If you want to perform, send a demo to me, Mike at eagle981.com, and we'll put you in the queue. Join us for food and drink specials, prizes all night long, and more. Studio 4's Unplugged Acoustic Jam with me, Abby Lee, and JoJo every Thursday from 8 till 9:30 at Scoreboards on Coursey with Eagle 98.1.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
Welcome back to Tiger's Roar. I am Jonathan Poche, joined by Buddy Sanji and the man himself, Mr. Mike Scarborough from TigerBait.com, to get you updated on this crazy week of recruiting. Mike, how are you this evening?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Glad to have you on Tiger's Roar. Get everybody updated. I know a lot's been happening over the last week. You've been a very busy man over at Tiger Bait. A lot of commitments and a lot of interest on an official visit from one Mr. Roy, but we'll get into that later. First, I want to talk about the basketball commit, young kid out of Walker, that I think you really like.
Yeah, Jalen Cook, point guard. Of course, another two-sport star for Walker High School, and 6-foot kid that scores a lot of points, can hit the three, and of course, look, there was one game against, I forget which school we got the video up on the website, 48 points.
Yeah, Landry Walker, right.
Yeah, he's, look, it's LSU. A lot of his offers were, he had offers for football and he had offers in basketball, but Arizona State, Georgetown, Houston, and others for basketball, and I know Will Wade's happy to have him.
Mike, the interesting thing, there's a lot of parallels with Nick Saban and what he did at LSU and what Will Wade's doing at LSU. And of course, JP and Mike, let's be honest, Nick Saban started to turn LSU around when he got Marcus Spears and Michael Clayton to come in. Mike, Javonte Smart, who'll be a sophomore, now this kid, Jalen Cook. You got to keep the kids from Baton Rouge and surrounding area in your program. There's so much talent. Looks like Will Wade went after him, and Jalen said he's been recruiting him for 3 years. No doubt this kid has nothing but upside, in my opinion. Your take on how he fits, and is he more than just a scorer?
No, he's an excellent kid. He's a hard worker, and look, and it's also vitally important. Walker High School is a power in multiple sports. So, obviously they've got a new coaching staff there, and Mahaffey's there, and St. Pierre, the athletic director. Basketball teams won state championships. They'll be back in the hunt this year. And then in the same parish, you get Jalen Lee from Live Oak as a defensive line commitment. So Livingston Parish is a hotbed, and like you're saying, it's vitally important to keep those kids home.
And JP, speaking of hot, this is hotter than even Mike Scarborough's new girlfriend. What LSU has done the last 48 to 72 hours, Mike, we talk about where's the beef, we talk about D. Lyman, boom, Patrick Jenkins from John Ehret, boom, the kid from Alabama, and then last night and this morning, Jalen Lee. If you could give us an overview, and obviously talk about Jacoby and Gilry and Jaquilin Roy, who are also very much coveted by Coach O, Meatball, and his staff.
Yeah, look, you get, Patrick Jenkins to commit after he had an excellent camp. You get Jalen Lee this morning, and then last night, you got Eric Taylor, who's got offers from Alabama and Auburn, a kid from Hewitt-Trussville out in the Birmingham area, 6'5", 290 pounds to commit, to go along that you already have committed, and it's just an unbelievable year. And then, so then you start talking about Jaquilin Roy, Jacoby and Gilry. It really is a crazy defensive line class, but like we were talking about earlier, this is, now you're getting into a big-time numbers problem with what they some needs they have and the remaining spots that are open.
Yeah. Hey guys, all I can tell you is that Clemson has D linemen for days, and Mike, you and I talk about it, whether they're processed, whether they are nudged a little bit. But when you have a year like Coach O and his staff are having, you have fewer scholarships and more guys that want to come in. So I say take all those D linemen and you let this thing work itself out. But look at Clemson and what they've done at the line of scrimmage. Look at Alabama, look at Ohio State, look at Georgia. Those are probably the four teams that have been on the top ledge in college football. Now we got to ask you, is Coach O going to follow it up with some studs on the O-line?
Yeah, I think Marcus Dumerville is a probable to LSU. Of course, his teammate Martinez is already a commitment to LSU. But then, we've been hearing all spring long the number is 4 that they want. Well, if you had 3 more offensive linemen, well, that brings you to 23. You still have Jacoby and Gilry and Jaquilin Roy out there. Well, that brings you to 25. They need a tight end, 26. They need a running back, 27. They want an outside linebacker, 28. You got you got Domio out there who committed 2 Sundays ago. Is he still a possibility? That's 29. It's like how are these numbers going to work out?
Right.
No, I know.
And it's like, look, on signing day, the last couple of years, you were up there, we were saying, well, it'd be good to maybe hold one back. Maybe you got a grad transfer. Certainly it worked out 2 years ago and getting Burrow and having a spot for him. But now you're going into a year where LSU's recruiting at an unbelievable level, arguably right there with that 2001 class. And we know what that resulted in for LSU. Now you're looking at a deal like, boy, if Ed Orgeron had 30 spots, he could fill them.
Well, now look, they're not going to save any spots this year. They're going to use up all the candy in the Easter basket this year with 25 spots.
Right, but I'm saying that my point is the last couple of years before that,
right.
It was like, well, just hold it back if there's nobody there that you think can play for you. And now you're looking at LSU's list now, and if you're going to go in there and act like Nick Saban and think you're going to process some people, it's not like there's a handful of guys there that you think don't belong. Everybody in the class is a stud.
Yeah.
But just to verify, I thought Martinez had decommitted and committed to South Florida.
How about Miller Lewis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you start talking about other O-linemen. Give me some names. What about the Ward kid out of Alabama? Where's LSU stand with him?
I don't think he's coming to camp. I think unless they call it the last minute, I don't think he's coming to camp.
Hey, last one before we let you go, Mike. It also sounds like LSU is in the thick of it with really a great running back. Mike told me today, Sha'Carri Evans from Texas, you know Milton from California, and you got a kid, Ashad Clayton, who has changed his name to Johnson over in your neck of the woods. This is on top of bringing in Emory and Tyrion Davis-Price. How much of fact and impact is Bill Bush keeping Corey Raymond and Joe Brady with the new offense? Is that a combination of all the stuff? And why is LSU so hot right now nationally, Mike, recruiting?
Yeah, I just think that they're really working hard, and they're logging the miles. There's no there's no issue with getting out and getting those kids, and certainly the tactic of bringing in all these official visits in the spring is paid off for them. I mean, you don't know what your branding is until you go out there and you walk in a door and it happens, and they're making it happen. I mean, the LSU's the hottest school in recruiting right now. Certainly Alabama and Clemson are always hot, and LSU's right there with them, and you've got that going into a season where everybody's thinking 11-1 or 10-2 and a 38% chance of being in the playoffs.
And another 4 big prospects coming in here, including Sampa, the linebacker that's committed, and Wesley Steiner and Dave Aranda. Let's not leave him out. He's doing a heck of a job recruiting as well, Mike.
Yep, the whole staff is. But now it's going to get real interesting as to how these numbers work out. But like it's been all along, is the offensive line now becomes the focus.
All right, my man, tell everybody what we got over at Tiger Bait. And even though it is the summertime, JP, we used to think this is a slow time of the year. Twitter and social media have changed all of that, haven't they, Mike?
Yeah. This is a busy time of year. Football camp starts tomorrow. It'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll have video and photos, and I'll be on our message board dropping tidbits all day long from camp. And I've been reaching out to recruits the last day or two. They're about to have a real impressive group of campers, including 3 very young quarterbacks. I'm working on a story on that now. So, including Walker Howard, who now has offers from Alabama, Texas A&M, was at Notre Dame for a visit on Sunday. He'll be there tomorrow.
Jamie's son. Thank you, Mike. We'll talk with you again next week on Tigers Roar.
All right, thanks.
All right, JP, as always, you know, when you're hot, and when you're not, you're not.
That's right.
And I still go back. If you are fired up about the Saints and the Pelicans and LSU, then you're enjoying right now, because LSU football is recruiting like they did when Little Nicky, some of them call him Coach Saban, whatever, is still a jilted lover syndrome for him. But you got to beat Alabama, you got to beat everybody else, and it starts in the trenches. Seems like they finally are getting some response that they want. And you look at this, they could be loading up here for a couple of years. Look at all the offensive linemen they brought in last year. This is a great time to be a Tiger fan.
LSU football, always on everyone's mind here in Baton Rouge. We certainly appreciate Mr. Mike Scarborough from TigerBait.com spending a few minutes with us here on Tigers Roar. Got to get to a quick break. We'll talk some more football when we come back. The New Orleans Saints had minicamp last week. You'll hear from quarterback Drew Brees right here on Tigers Roar. I'm Jonathan Poche. He's Buddy Sanji. Stay with us after this break.
Taste the feeling.
tonight? Where are we meeting?
Tonight? Date night? Oh. Find sushi restaurant.
Let's try wasabi sushi.
Route to sushi.
The destination is on your left.
Play our song.
Pioneer in-dash systems with Apple CarPlay. Get yours installed today at your local Mesa retailer.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Eagle 98.1 with Condon Uncensored in the morning. Southern Rock with Michelle Southern to head home. Your home for LSU sports. Welcome to Eagle 98.1, the rock station.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Cantea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Cantea, your Italian dining will change forever.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For Total Pest Control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Welcome back. This is Tigers Roar from Scoreboards Sports Grill and Catering, 10655 Coursey Boulevard. If you haven't checked it out, do yourself a favor. Come try the great food, experience the great atmosphere. As I mentioned earlier, it's family friendly. Go ahead and show them that daily lunch special.
Yeah.
We'll go through them. Mondays, it is closed, but open for private parties if you want to rent it out. Great bar area, big dining area in the back. Great for meetings if you want to bring your friends, have a party, whatever you want to do. Scoreboards can handle it. There you see the lunch menu. Each and every day something good to eat. Tuesday, chicken fettuccine. Wednesday, red beans and rice. Thursday, hamburger steak. The Friday is a crawfish etouffee. But Budman, nothing beats this seafood, as you well know. Big plate of shrimp sitting right in front of you. Don't those look great?
Unbelievable. Sausage, potatoes, corn, shrimp, and don't forget, come see Nene. She is the straw that stirs the drink over here at Scoreboards. Block parties on Sunday. Really some incredible daily menu items, and don't forget, kid-friendly.
That's right.
And, of course, the best bread pudding in all of South Louisiana.
We will get some of that bread pudding in just a second. I see my main man, Marty, serving up some delightful goodies. Get a shot of that bread pudding. It smells outstanding. The Overtime Roman Banks bread pudding. That's right, he called dibs to it. That's how good he was. He wanted his name attached to it. We're here at Scoreboards. Come check it out. We're doing Tigers Roar here each and every Wednesday. Lots going on, including Bike Night on Thursdays and some live music from Unplugged Studio 4. Mike Benson, Abby Lee, and JoJo. They bring it, and they bring it with a nice acoustic touch. It's a wonderful time here at Scoreboards. Come check it out. Come see us on Wednesday. Film Tigers Roar. Buddy, want to jump into some football? New Orleans Saints had minicamp last week. It's going to be a year of high expectations, as you mentioned, mainly because number 9, the quarterback, Drew Brees, still at the helm, playing good football. I want to let you guys hear from Drew Brees from minicamp last week in Metairie at the New Orleans Saints facility. Here is quarterback Drew Brees, hoping to get some MVP recognition on his way to another Super Bowl for New Orleans this season.
How about your actual backup, Teddy Bridgewater? Has he really made an impression on you in the last 6 months, especially seeing him run this playbook for the first time?
Yeah. So obviously we know how that all transpired last year. You know, he came in right before the season, so you know, big learning curve. You know, jumping right into a regular season with a new offense and a lot of new things. So I think our coaches, him, they've all looked forward to this offseason where he could get a lot of reps and a lot of time under his belt. And you know, there's no doubt he's an extremely talented guy, but you know, he works at it, and I think this offense suits him very well. You know, a lot of things that we do and a lot of the capabilities that we have, and obviously with the creativity that we're able to incorporate to everything we do. So I think guys have a comfort level with him. I think he's got a great comfort level with the offense, and he's you know, shown that throughout camp.
Joe, what's the adjustment been like with Eric McCoy at center, just kind of getting used to him?
Yeah, I mean, just like any new center, and just the pace at which we operate. You know, each week we started adding stuff. You know, and I think in the beginning you try to just be very basic and very elementary, and then as you get going, you try to make it a bit more complicated, just to you know. And we threw him in the fire. You know, we threw him in the fire. So I think that's the only way you really get better, and you got to stress yourself a little bit and put yourself in those uncomfortable situations. And I think all that's going to do is serve you well down the road as we continue to get more reps together. And then, you know, as an offense, we kind of put in the whole playbook. But there's just so much communication that happens between quarterback and center. And so, you know, add up the reps that we've had during OTAs and minicamp, it's really not that many, you know, compared to a guy like, you know, Max Unger or a guy like Jonathan Goodwin or, you know, other centers that we've had here that just, you know, training camp, we're going to get, you know, 50 times as many reps as we got here in the last couple days. So that'll be really good for both of us.
Drew, how would you compare Ingram and Murray? I mean, when you watch film and the expectations, obviously with Murray going forward.
Yeah. Obviously, I was very familiar with Mark. Played together for 8 years. Latavius has impressed me in a lot of ways. He's such a big physical guy. Obviously, we're not in pads out here, you know, so you can't comment on a ton of just, you know, the pure running style or physicality or anything yet. Certainly, from watching on film from Oakland to Minnesota, he definitely plays with that edge. I think he's picked up the offense well thus far, and you know, it's nice when you can have two backs. You know, obviously for the last 2 years with Mark and Alvin, gives you a lot of flexibility and gives you a lot of creativity. So hopefully that'll be the same with him.
Going back to Alvin, thinking back on his rookie year, off season, I mean, was there a moment where you like realized, you know, how special it could be?
Yeah, you know, obviously we'd signed Adrian. You know, so we had Adrian and Mark, and then you bring in Alvin, and it was just one of those where he just needed repetition, right? And so early on, a lot of those reps were going to Mark. They were going to Adrian Peterson, and so it wasn't until, I mean, during training camp, you know, you'd see flashes, but I don't think it was until maybe that Miami game in London, right, where all of a sudden Alvin goes off, and you realize, man, this could be a feature guy, you know, not just a third down, scat back, get him out of the backfield, get him in space. I mean, he can do everything. And, you know, I think hence was the decision then to trade Adrian, and then Alvin became a staple.
How would you describe his mental approach to the game, or his curiosity about
Alvin?
You know, what you know and things like that?
You talking about Alvin?
Yeah.
You talking about the way that he comes to me for that information? No, is that what you're asking?
Well, we're under the impression that he somehow wants to emulate you in terms of understanding how to read defenses and what the scheme of the play.
That's why you put the red jersey on today. He thought it was like, some Superman cape. It's just like magically it would happen. He's a highly intelligent guy. He's pretty inquisitive. I think he's just he's such a fun-loving guy too. When he's out here, it's that great mix of he knows when to work, but he's going to have fun doing it. And he does have a thirst for knowledge. Whenever there's something that comes up and I grab him and we start talking about something, it's not. It's one of these like, okay, I hear it, I'm absorbing it, I'm visualizing it, and then I can go out and execute it. There's a level of awareness with him that I think is unique. He picks up on things very quickly. I think that's unique. And so then combine that with exceptional athletic skills, and you get the player that he is.
That was Drew Brees, quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. You know who it is. Doesn't need an introduction. He's going to be a Hall of Famer first ballot whenever he calls it a quits. Maybe if he wins the Super Bowl this year, he rides off to the sunset. Who knows?
Well, I got to ask you, how many years do you think his body has left? And here's the X factor. Can the offensive line keep him vertical? Because let's be honest, JP, everybody knows one of the best passes that he threw in the NFC Championship game was when that clown and that POS defended and obviously 2 penalties. They didn't call either one of them. By the way, both those officials are still back in the league.
Yep.
Gary Cavalito and the other guy. But, he got a little banged up last year and his arm got a little weak at the end of the season. I say he's got one great season left and one more to hang on, but I'd love to see him for 2 more, but only if the quality, because one thing about Drew Brees, he's not going to just take 20 or 25 million a year to be mediocre. Teddy Bridgewater, does he play this year? We'll wait to see, but obviously they drafted the kid from A&M and they've drafted some other offensive linemen, so we'll see how much the retirement of that great center that they got in the Jimmy Graham trade, how much is that going to hurt him with him being gone?
Max Unger was the captain of the offensive line. He was an absolute asset. You just asked Drew Brees and the relationship they had. He was a guy that plugged it up to play every single game, and he was reliable. He knew the calls. Drew Brees didn't have to worry about him adjusting the line because he knew Max Unger would take care of that for him. But the Saints really do feel like that offensive line is an area of strength for them. Saints also looking to make Michael Thomas the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL.
I'm glad.
Oh, he absolutely deserves it. He is the best Saint there's ever been at the wide receiver position. No disrespect to Marcus Colston, Joe Horn, all the greats going back. There's never been a threat like Michael Thomas to wear the black and gold.
Well, he catches so many, even when you know it's coming to Michael Thomas, he catches the football. And I'm going to flip it over to LSU real quick and ask you this question. Burrow wears number 9, and he will be going to the Manning Passing Academy this year. But do you think, and LSU's already given the 7 to Grant Delpit, who gets 18 this year? Is it going to be Burrow, or do you give it a guy like Rashard Lawrence or somebody like that who's been around the program? 18 does have an excellent stigma with LSU, all the Jacob Hesters and the 18s of the world. Do you give Burrow 18? And I'm fired up because when Dave Aranda can't stop talking about Joe Burrow, I think Joe Burrow's a good 25% better than he was last year. Not necessarily statistically, but the intangibles.
Right. Guy's been in the system for over a year now. He knows the playbook. The run-pass option was something he did in high school. He's very comfortable with it. Joe Brady going to add an excellent dimension to that offense. Joe Burrow, that's a safe bet to get 18 in my opinion. I was thinking maybe Burrow, maybe Divinity, maybe Lawrence, somebody that's been a leader on the team for multiple years. And Joe Burrow hasn't been a quarterback wear 18 since Matt Mock, so we'll see. That would be something for LSU to step up.
You picked up on my hint, and because Matt Mock, look, we know Matt Mock, national championship, Matt Flynn, national championship. I'm not ready to say LSU is going to vie for it, but you know what you got to do. You can't have any bombshells at media day like last year with Ed Ingram. We'll find out later on in the summer if he's back. You can't have anybody get beat up and hurt at the quality positions. You can't lose a Lloyd Cushenberry. You can't lose a Sadiq Charles. You got to be too deep in the offensive line. But Derek Stingley Jr., excited to see him debut.
Definitely.
Grant Delpit, you know how good he is. You talk about the makeup, and the schedule is appreciably easier. The flip side with the Saints, it's appreciably harder.
Right. Saints, one of the toughest schedules in the league. Not only did they start off with 4 straight playoff opponents, they got 4 straight NFC South games in 18 days. I mean, unbelievable schedule. LSU on the flip side, if you get past that Texas game and you're still undefeated, then momentum is going to be building. Talking how many games is this team going to win? Is it going to be 10? Is it going to be 11? It all boils down to that Alabama game. Can they score, first of all, but then they keep up and maybe find a way to beat Little Nicky, as you like to call him?
Well, look, the second week of the season is really going to dictate how good or mediocre or great LSU will be. I really think they're going to be preseason 6, 7, or 8. They should take care of their first opponent, which runs the triple option. But Aranda has all summer to work on that. And at Texas, the second weekend, 6:30 on ABC. We should be doing post-game about 10. You take care of business then. JP, they got a chance to be undefeated going into Florida and be 6-0. And then you got a chance, obviously, to be undefeated going into Alabama if you take care of all those.
Well, it is a great time to be optimistic about football. Look, South Louisiana is going to be blessed next year with a lot of success if they just stay healthy and execute plans that these coaches have put in front of them. Sean Payton, Ed Ogeron, both 2 very good coaches. Still a lot of doubt about Ed O nationally, but I think he's really going to show everybody why this draft class is so high, why he's such a great recruiter, and really the shape of this program right now.
Well, this is going to be interesting because if Coach Ensminger and Joe Brady do the things that we think they can do on offense, and Joe Burrow touching it every down, now you just want to stay healthy. But look, this could be a great year for LSU football, Saints football, the Jags, and we appreciate each and every one of you for following us here right on radio. Stream it on 9:10 a.m. and, of course, Tigers Roar every Wednesday night.
That's right. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. Great way to keep up with everything with Pelican Broadcasting. That's youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Check out Tigers Roar. There's a lot of other stuff on there. The Overtime Show with Coach Roman Banks from Southern. The Glitter and Gossip Show, which I know Buddy's a big fan.
I'm a big fan of those girls.
Catch that all on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us here on Tigers Roar. I'm Jonathan Poche. He's Buddy Sanji, the Bud Man. Couldn't do this without everybody in the truck. Thank you to Alan. Thank you to Greg. Thank you to our great floor manager, Marty. We certainly appreciate you viewing Tigers Roar. Look forward to doing many more shows with Buddy Sanji. Come back and join us next week.